2019, when Apex Legends had first come out and over 50 million people had played the game in the first month of its release, there was one specific person that everyone had their eyes on. His extremely high level of skill was fascinating, his laid-back attitude while
so much kills at that time,
and his ability to break record after record was straight up astonishing. And in 2 months of Apex Legends release, the name Dizzy was being spoken about all over the internet, from ESPN to Dexerto, all the way to the Twitter pages of the biggest names in the esports gaming
so
world.
Just success story.
Everyone wanted to know who Dizzy was, and this would cause the biggest names in gaming, such as Ninja and Shroud, to want to play with him live on their streams.
Oh my god, that was nasty!
And before that, King Richard was signed Dizzy to Energy Esports, making him the first ever upcoming player to represent a
that's an old glitch. That is an old glitch right there. Goddamn.
Legends. For the first 2 months of Apex Legends, Dizzy was at the pinnacle of the Apex Legends community, and everyone knew that. His average viewers on Twitch went from a measly 36 viewers in January 2019 before Apex Legends had come out to over 16,000 viewers in March of 2019.
Oops. I look like 18. Okay, 16, I'll take it.
Of his career. At this point, it was safe to say that Dizzy was not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. He had finally become a popular streamer, and with that, failure most likely seemed like an impossibility in the eyes of Dizzy and his newly found fan base. He wasn't one of those streamers that would blow up for their over-the-top attitude or their ability to continually trash talk big streamers in hopes of starting drama. Dizzy was an actual likable person with very few signs of having an ego, the two things needed to create an audience that would stick with you even after all the hype fades away.
I really like how I appreciate just paused at the perfect time because there was going to be a bombshell that drops, but I really like this about Dizzy's story, like he says, and it just made me realize that almost all the big streamers that made it, you have like Asu and Dizzy, and I can't think of a third, but notice more, all have that like laid back persona. There's not that many in the Apex scene, there's not that many that make it from having an ego, I think.
However, just after 2 months of
at least to that level of stardom
in the spotlight, Dizzy would be forced to face the harsh reality that he knew he would have to face if he grew this big. You see, when a streamer reaches a certain point in their career, they would be forced to step out of their comfort zone, whether they like it or not. For some, it would be competing outside of the comfort of their own home, and for others, it might be the fear of being criticized for their looks. This is a point where streamers and professional players would make crucial decisions that could possibly create serious problems for them in the future. One of the most notable examples of this would be Dakota's. He would make the decision to hide his face from his viewers due to not wanting to be recognized.
Also, I was in a relationship and like a lot of women were very flirty and said I looked, you know, like very flirty comments, and it kind of caused some tension in my relationship. So, you know, it wasn't the driving factor, but it helped, you know, turn my webcam off. It was a helpful thing for my relationship, which I've learned now. I'm never doing something like that. Like I'm always.
And due to that, he would miss out on huge opportunities such as competing at TwitchCon and other LAN events where he would have to physically show up to participate. But in Dizzy's case, he wouldn't make the same decision as Dakota's. Dizzy would want to fully capitalize on the opportunities that were given to him. He no longer wanted to be just another faceless streamer with no personality other than their extremely high level of skill. He really wanted to become something bigger than just an Apex Legends streamer. But in order for him to accomplish that, he would have to make the biggest sacrifice of his career up to that point.
Choose your Doge. Face reveal stream, March 16th. So that was like a month after? Maybe 2? Sorry.
Face reveal. And this is when Dizzy would be faced with his first set of problems.
Oh man. Dude, I remember this actually. I didn't want to talk about this topic when I made my like Dizzy documentary, but I think it shines a light on something that's like rarely discussed. There's definitely like pretty privilege when it comes to streaming and content creation. Like as someone who's aesthetically not as gifted as well. Yeah, right. Like I remember when I used to like try to make it like in Overwatch, and I streamed for like, I remember having like 20 viewers, and then I turned on my camera and I lost like most of them.
When a
it was not nice.
Would reach the level Dizzy was on,
so I can relate to the story to a certain degree.
Of dedication and perseverance to make it.
Though obviously he's on a way bigger level.
that point, and in the process, the streamer would learn to take criticism and hate without it affecting their well-being, since they would have already encountered hundreds of trolls during their years of streaming. But you see, in Dizzy's case, he skipped that entire process by basically blowing up overnight. He wasn't able to steadily grow as a creator, and over time learn how to not let hate get to him. He would instantly be thrown into the spotlight and become the center of attention.
Oh my god, look at those percentages. Over 10,000% increase, over 4,600
extremely
views.
stressful
Damn.
position to be in, especially for a young streamer that still lived in his parents' house. For Dizzy, blowing up would be a blessing and a curse. On one side, he was making a ton of money and was living the dream 99% of streamers will never get to live, while on the other side, he was vulnerable to all the trolls and haters he was bound to encounter while streaming. And if I was to say that the trolls and haters would show him mercy in the future, I would be straight up lying to you guys, because if you were there to witness what happened to Dizzy during March of 2019, you would know that the trolls and haters were absolutely ruthless and cold-hearted to Dizzy during the specific month. The day
Dude, they, like, I still feel like he's not even...
is March 16th.
What's the word? I feel like he's still saying it lightly. I would not want to be Dizzy during that month. I can tell you that much.
During a seemingly innocent sponsored live stream for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Dizzy would decide to make the biggest decision of his streaming career up to that point. He would decide to do a face reveal, and leading up to the stream, the hype was huge. He would have over 40,000 live viewers awaiting his face reveal, leaving everyone to speculate how he would look. And for some odd reason, most people assumed that Dizzy was a short, black, or Asian guy. But when Dizzy would finally reveal his face and would look the complete opposite.
That's a very strange thing to assume.
Nah, I'm just playing. We good.
There we go.
But yeah,
En masse revealed.
The haters and trolls would go crazy. They would flood the comments on every post about Dizzy's face reveal with statements such as, "Put the mask back on. I need to unsee this. He looks like Sid from Ice Age. He looks like that guy from Ratatouille. He is just a gamer. He even changed his FOV to 110 in real life."
That's not even honest. I wish I could see like the actual comments on the Twitch stream. I feel like they were nicer than in a YouTube highlight video. Like, that's crazy,
haters
man.
and trolls started spreading their toxicity everywhere, from Twitter to YouTube. The same jokes about Dizzy's face reveal were being made all over the internet. But if I was to say that a majority of the people would react badly to Dizzy's face reveal, that wouldn't be true, since if you were to dig past all the hate jokes that
exactly.
comment section,
Here you go. It's obviously going to be support. With the troll comes the
comments were showing support towards Dizzy's
like with the troll comes support. That's just what it is for this type of stuff.
decision to be more.
But like obviously, you know, especially when it's something like your face, your physical looks, like if 1 in 100 makes fun of your appearance, man, that's gonna stick with
the
you.
Public about how he looked. They really showed Dizzy that they cared for him, and from what it seemed, the large amount
He's
of
always had an
support Dizzy's
amazing
fans
community,
showed
man. Like,
was
he's
enough for
a chill
Dizzy
guy,
to
so
make
really
another huge step
brings those
in
people
his
in.
gaming career. Compete at TwitchCon. On April 13th of 2019, Dizzy would compete at TwitchCon. This would be Dizzy's first time competing at an actual organized in-person event for Apex Legends, and since all eyes were on Dizzy because people wanted to see how he would compete at a LAN event compared to online, when Dizzy would be shown on camera, this time the haters and trolls would be able to get a good look at him. And when they notice how he looks for the second time, they would once again go all out.
Oh, there's also Twitch rivals. It's not even his own community, so they could really.
The cost. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. Dude,
this is
you
YouTube
take
again.
Care of yourself. Like, look at you. You look exhausted. What's wrong with this robe? The hate he received was noticeably worse than his last face reveal, and it was clear that after TwitchCon, the hate started getting to his head. When he would repost his first face reveal onto his main channel,
okay, so that is in his own channel actually.
Live streamed on Twitch, you would notice that there is not a single bad comment about how he looks. Every single comment is positive and supportive, which to the unexpected person is pretty normal. But when you compare it to literally every other video about the same topic, you would notice that only Dizzy's video has no toxic comments regarding his face reveal, which
that's like crazy to me. There's so much like either some mod or Dizzy himself removed all the comments from his video, or people were too scared to say anything. I don't know what it looked like in the Twitch chat. It is Twitch chat. It's not the nicest place to be, but I don't know, man.
Beg the question, did Dizzy remove all the hate comments from his comment section? Honestly, it seems like that may have been the case. But nonetheless, this wasn't the only
he knew what I was gonna say. That's crazy. Alright, Kasi.
that the hate started getting to Dizzy's head. After March 2019, you would notice that Dizzy's hours streamed had dropped massively, and I guess for April 2019, he left for TwitchCon, so a drop in hours streamed made sense. But you cannot use that same excuse in May of 2019, because in this month, he would only stream for less than 50 hours.
That's not much at all.
It was not like he was playing Apex outside of streaming. Dizzy was not playing video games for a majority of that month. He was burnt out from the constant pressure of not only having to be the best Apex Legends player, but also the stress he was suffering from due to the amount of hate he was
it's definitely an interesting angle here that he takes it, that Kasi takes it like from, okay, this guy unmasked himself and that's what caused like a lot of pressure. I just assumed it was because of the game. Like he just didn't like the game. Like he had to perform at a certain level. He streamed for like 14 hours a day and stuff, like constantly in the first few months, up until May. I actually covered that in my video. This is definitely a certain another angle, like it probably didn't factor in as much.
Into a position of constant stress, and since Dizzy
I can definitely see why this would make you stressed though.
And professional player on a mainstream level, he burnt out as quickly as he blew up. But he wasn't done for good just yet, since near the end of May 2019, he would return and instantly compete in pro level tournaments, despite the fact that he would rarely compete in scrims. And surprisingly, Energy would do pretty well. Dizzy still had the passion for the Apex Legends esport, but unfortunately, he was losing his passion for streaming, the one thing that made him famous in the first place. And since the hype on his name was drying up, the fact that he chose to become less accessible as a professional player at this specific time was honestly the worst decision he could have made. And since he was not streaming, many of his viewers would start to watch other live streamers, most notably another member of Energy that went by the name
Live streaming is ruthless, man.
It was clear that Asu had more passion for not just Apex Legends, but also live streaming. In the months that Dizzy was only streaming for 50 hours, Asu was streaming for 200 hours. And since many Dizzy fans were well aware of who Asu was through Dizzy streams, it was only natural that they
both
would
are
migrate
Energy,
towards
obviously.
Asu's live streams when Dizzy was inactive. And when a large chunk of them realized that other live streamers were not only becoming better than Dizzy at Apex Legends, but were also more entertaining to watch, Dizzy's status in the Apex Legends community quickly started to crumble. Now, due to Dizzy not being accessible near the end of his time as an Apex Legends professional player, he didn't give an exact reason as to why he would want to stop playing Apex Legends. But in a livestream clip from a year later, Dizzy would speak about how his love for the Battle Royale genre was dead due to how repetitive it was.
Can you tell me why you stopped playing Apex? Like, what changed your opinion about the game? I just stopped enjoying it. It's just the BR genre. It's just the BR genre in general.
Yeah, like I think that's more of a reasonable angle. Like, yeah, sure, there were haters,
exhausting.
but
Sitting in a queue, landing, looting.
no?
You get shit loot, bad RNG. You die, you back in queue, waiting, looting again. It's just like, it's very repetitive, and I feel like it's easy to burn out on, especially when if you're streaming it like 8+ hours a day, or like even like 6+.
But when we look at a Twitter post he made on December 10th of 2019, he would state that he was becoming inconsistent due to him going through personal challenges. And while he didn't state what he meant by personal challenges, we could only imagine that the things we spoke about in this video played a huge role in Dizzy's decision to quit Apex Legends. And later on, when Valorant came out, it was clear that he instantly got addicted to that game, and chances of him ever coming back to Apex Legends were becoming less likely as weeks went by. And as most of you guys already know, Dizzy would never make an official comeback to Apex Legends. He would occasionally play the game here and there, but as a variety streamer, not the official Apex Legends streamer that we all knew and loved.
Yeah, like I said, man, the whole story of Dizzy is so crazy because it really just came out of nowhere and then just he just blew up, got everything like anyone could ever want that he had been streaming for so long beforehand, and then he just you know, it was just too much. I guess like the angle Kasi takes was like there was too much hate. I think maybe he just burnt out from too many hours, but I think maybe, you know, looking at this, maybe both things played into it. Maybe because again, he played so many hours. He played a game, went to bed, played a game when he woke up. He just kept going at it. Then the additional pressure from this whole situation with being less aesthetically pleasing, he probably just ended up getting too much like hate and negativity, and I guess he just quit based on that. And that's pretty crazy though. But like I said, I've seen him. He still streams. He gets a few hundred viewers. He streams here and there. So yeah, I'm sure it's pretty much set more or less. You would imagine. Yeah, I can't really add more to that. But if you guys want to check out the documentary on Dizzy, in addition to Causy's great documentary, make sure to give him a follow or subscribe. I'll link that on the screen here. Go check that out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.